Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
Rigged election? What does that even mean? Well, folks, I think we are about to find out. Now, we're already getting reports from residents in at least 2 cities just here in Texas that are complaining that they voted a straight Republican ticket, and then they're seeing the voting machines switch their ballots over to the Democrats when it comes to the president and the VP pick. So people, you've got to check your ballots, take a video of it, take a picture, and make sure you double check it before you hit submit. Because frankly, I think that this is just the beginning. Margaret Howell, what else are you seeing from voters out there?
Well, people have every right to feel concerned because we've covered this, the massive voter fraud, massive rigging aspect. We talked about the machines yesterday, and people have every right to be concerned. There was an article that came out in the Washington Examiner. 4 in 10 people, only 4 out of 10 actually have confidence in our system that their vote's going to be counted accurately. She suggested take a photograph of it. Might not be legal. Do it anyway. If Hillary can get away with all those emails.
Rigging the vote's not legal either. But
seriously, but I would just go ahead and take a picture of it because it might come down to this, Leanne. And people, they've heard it. They know Donald Trump is right. He's warning about this rigged election, and it could actually happen. And not only that, but going hand in hand, we're seeing a record number of absentee voters like we've never seen before, casting those absentee ballots or early ballots. In Minnesota alone, 350,000 have requested absentee ballots or have voted already. An estimated 5 million voters across the U.S. have already cast these ballots. And something really disturbing, so there's voter fraud or election fraud on different levels. We've seen it in the machines. We've seen it, with people miscounting or switching the ballots entirely. Something that was really disturbing to me that came out on my Twitter feed, there was a disgruntled postal worker who said, I love my job because I get to rip up Trump's absentee ballots. Well, that's a felony, Buster. So people have every right to be concerned. Take a photograph. It might just come down to it.
Right. And of course, people taking in those voter registrations and then just throwing away anyone that was trying to register as a Republican. So, I mean, just on all fronts, we have people attacking our free and fair elections. And then if you bring it up, you're mocked for it and called a conspiracy theorist who's threatening our democracy. How dare you? But see, they're already kind of prepping us all for that because U.S. officials are, of course, putting out this spin already that the Russians are going to put a bunch of fake documents online and fake videos. And so that's why, personally, you've got to do it on your own Facebook page.
Right.
So that people know you're not a Russian agent putting out these fake documents.
Aren't you sick and tired of hearing the Russians blamed without any proof, mind you? Hillary Clinton has been doing this for weeks on end, indicting the Russians for hacking the DNC. There's no proof of that. So in the event that Trump and Norpoth is right, Trump is going to steal this overwhelmingly. We put this up on Infowars. 87% he thinks in favor of Trump. We're going to see this mass popular vote. In the event that that happens, can't you see the headline already? She's going to blame it on the Russians, those bad old Russians over there.
Exactly.
Stolen the US
well,
election.
then they'll believe that the entire thing is rigged. And what a dangerous precedent they're setting here. It's not as if it's going to stop with this election, that they're going to just blame anything that they don't like on the Russians or that those emails have been doctored. Disregard whatever has been revealed and all the corruption that's been what we've seen behind the curtains with these revelations. Ignore that. It's the Russians. It's hacked. Don't need to do any further investigating on this. And of course, our fourth estate is just being very compliant with that. And it's going to be very interesting at the polls because what we're seeing is just total electricity behind Donald Trump and his fan. If people are like lining up by the tens of thousands, 12 hours ahead of time, trying to get in to see him. Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton has to throw concerts or hijack a 4th of July picnic in order to get a crowd.
Is this Tim Kaine the same thing? In Florida today, 30 people showed up at a Tim Kaine rally. Nobody cares about poor little old weird Tim Kaine. It's like, I'm embarrassed for him.
I felt embarrassed for him.
Seriously, the poor guy. 30 people? I mean, it's like, and that echoes Clinton.
Right.
She can't pull a crowd either. And paying people, planting people in the audience, hiring actors, you name it, she's done it. She can't get anybody to show up because people hate her. And her slogan, which is hilarious, you've got these celebrities coming out saying, you know what? We understand that you hate her. please go vote for her anyway.
Yeah, she's not coming to your house.
You don't want to have her over for dinner. Just go vote for her anyway, even though you can't stand her.
You don't have to like her. You just have to let her run your country.
What a slogan.
And the laws that you live by and everything that's going to have all the control over your life. No, sorry, wrong. If you have bad feelings about someone, bad premonition, or you can see that they're already engaged in a lot of corrupt activity, you might not want to cast your ballot for that person.
Oh, you think?
You might want to trust your gut on that.
It's not. It's sad. It's not funny, but it's hilarious. In 65 media elites, we've learned this from the WikiLeaks dump that 65 media personalities were high up, taking these secret meetings with Clinton, trying to spin the narrative, taking the narrative directly from Clinton, going, how can we get you elected? How can we make you seem personable and likable? They can't do it. They failed miserably.
Imagine like an army of staff members there trying to figure out how to make this woman likable. I mean,
good luck.
Hello, does that not say something to you, anything?
Seriously.
And of course, it's really shocking to me that even though she does have this army of staff and all of the celebrity endorsements and Madonna saying, hey, I'll give you oral sex if you vote for Hillary.
There's an
Even with
endorsement.
that, probably, she made a lot of people vote for Trump with that, so maybe it was good. But I mean, even with all of that, she still can't get any electrified, a real honest support for her. It's insane.
Right. Not to mention the money. Let's point out the fact Trump, he wasn't spending nearly the money Clinton was spending on ads.
She's almost $1
pushing.
billion.
Isn't that crazy? She can't even clinch this with all the money, all the celebrity, all the media elites. People still can't stand her. And oh, by the way, she might try to rig the election, her and her little cronies.
Right. And then what was really interesting, we see Michael Moore. Now, we know Jill Stein was very brave, coming out, talking to be much more brave. We haven't seen Gary Johnson speak out, say anything, but she's saying, listen, if Trump wins, we might not sleep as good at night, but if Hillary Clinton wins, World War III, without a doubt.
She said
she's evil.
She said it to Infowars, Leanne. She got on camera and she said, look, if you vote for Hillary Clinton, you are voting to go to war with Russia. Hands down. We will be in war with Russia when Clinton gets into office. And a lot of people feel that way. What's interesting to me, though, Bill Bradley, I think that's his name, Senator Bradley in Ohio released this ridiculous ad claiming that Trump would start nuclear war. It's hilarious. It's like, buddy, you got that backwards a little bit. He's not the one inciting violence and provocation with Russia.
Right. And what I've kind of been saying from the beginning, at least with Trump, everyone's like, well, you don't know what you're going to get. He's his temperament. And it's like, no, at the very least, we are going to shake this whole entire system. And that's exactly what we need. That's the hashtag drain the swamp is kind of going around because people truly believe Donald Trump's going to get in there and be the you're fired candidate. And now Michael Moore is saying Trump's election will be the biggest FU in history. It will blow up the whole system. And this is Michael Moore, who's like a major leftist. It's not as if he thinks Trump is some great guy, but he's saying, look, the voters are going to decide. And it's the people on the streets, the people who are getting totally screwed over by these systems, who are out of jobs, who can see what's been happening to this country and who knows they've been being lied to, and they're ready for someone like Trump to come in and just shake the Etch-a-Sketch.
Seriously. Speaking of how badly people are hurting in this country, the job creation rate under Obama, we know that it's inflated. He's not actually creating any jobs. People are choosing between healthcare and food under him. 78% increase in welfare benefits in the past 10 years. This is under him. People are really hurting. They don't realize, Hillary Clinton seems so out of touch. She doesn't realize how badly people are hurting under these failed policies, and they're just going to continue under her.
Well, and the thing that's also just a huge slap in the face is they knew from the start that Obamacare was doomed to fail. It was going to be terrible for the voters. They were going to get raked when it came time to pay the premiums. They've brought in billions of dollars in the penalties. So they knew that the American voter was going to get screwed. Out in public, Hillary Clinton is praising the Affordable Care Act. And then we see from WikiLeaks back in 2015, she's saying, I'm okay for it to unravel, but basically supporting it in the meantime to get more people signed up, more people involved in the system, rather than just saying, you know what, this isn't working, we need to fix this. And that's even more people with this open enrollment. More people are going to be getting screwed. And that's just more evidence that you cannot trust this woman, because are you getting public Hillary or private Hillary? Oh, my goodness. Well, Margaret, thank you so much. And thank you all for tuning in to the show tonight. If you're watching us on YouTube, be sure and hit the subscribe button. And you can also become a subscriber to prisonplanet.tv. There you'll get instant access to over 18 years of high-def content, and you can share your username and password with up to 20 people. We'll see you here tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been on this the last few months. You probably noticed I've been more crazed, more focused, less brain fog, more energy, more special reports, and it's because of Brain Force.
We kept changing this formula over and over and over again until it became sort of a grand puzzle. This just increases the compounds you already have.
This is what you're actually designed to run on. You will find Brain Force, Survival Shield X2, and other game-changing products at InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139.